Let's see what kind of trainings are out there from actual professional level, like 3M or Avery Dennison took their classes later on. They wanted to get into PPF, so took a class in Atlanta with Hexus. Just go to another training, go to Expel. Learned a lot. And I'm not done. I'm going to training actually next month.
Never ends, man.
It never, as I say, never ends.
You got to stay teachable. You got to have that open mind, because you're going to see little homies coming up, and then they're just going to
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Born To Tint Podcast. I'm Ricky. I'm glad to be with my big brother, Josh.
What's going on, everyone? Today we had a very fun conversation with Gary from Houdini's Wraps, local wrap business here in town. Check it out. I'm sure we'll have him on again.
And then eventually start just a pure installation classes, looking for guys that just want to be installers. Because we've gotten a bunch of people that are just like, hey, let us know when you're just doing an installation class. Like, I'm not looking to open up my own shop, dude. I just want to go tint for somebody. I just want to go make some money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's all sorts of different walks of life that'll come through to learn, this craft.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And selfishly, the biggest reason for it is that to grow our own subcontracting network.
Oh, of course.
So when we get a big job, and then also allow them too to actually have access to that network too. So as which I gotta actually probably get done with the next 2 weeks, launching the online portion of it through school.com. To where within that app too, you'll be able to see everyone's location on the map of, all right, all these people went to the class. All right, these 3 people within my vicinity. You'll have access to obviously reach out to us, let us know like, hey, this is the project I have. Like, which guys do you recommend, or who should I reach out to, and then let them know like, hey, reach out to that guy. He's squared away. Like, he'll be able to help you out. To where now you are the 1-man operation or a 2-man operation, and you want to go after a couple thousand square feet at a time. You now have access to installers that have all been through the same class. In our mind, they are all have the same mindset, because as we vet people out, like, wouldn't say I'm going to deny anyone from coming to the academy, but at the same time, depending on what their credentials are and how the conversation goes, might be me just letting them know like, I don't want to, I say waste your time, but I just don't think this class would be good for you. Just because like not every class is going to be good for everybody.
Right.
It just depends on everyone's mindset. Yeah,
I mean, it's an interview process that we have with our one-on-one students as well.
Yeah.
And we are building a network like that as well. It's one of those things where we created the academy for different reasons, and various reasons actually. And one of them is, having the connection to all these guys that are available, that want to get into the industry, that are doing something with themselves. And hey, I've been seeing you're hustling, you're out there, and you know what? We got a fleet of vehicles we need help with. Or, hey man, there's some that you might be interested in. What's up? Hey, this is what it pays. You're down, not? You're still learning. So, but we're here to help you. So build an army.
Yep. No, that's like the first class. Like the first class we ran, it was like I said, it was unpaid class. There was 2 guys that had been in auto. So we got Elu, Julian. Who was the other person from out of town?
Dude, you're asking. I'm so bad with names.
Jordan. Who was the third person from out of town? So we had Raul, Frank, Kevin. Oh, well, all right, never mind. Third person was just from the manufacturer. It was a guy who runs Panorama program within Solar Guard.
Oh yeah, I knew he was there, but I thought you were talking about another installer.
No, well, that's what I was feeling. But so you had Poppy. Poppy he has the most experience in the industry, but he's only been doing strictly auto, and he wanted to add flat glass. So when we first started talking about the academy, he was like one of the first guys at one of the 10 offices. Like, dude, whenever it goes, let me know. I'll be there. And it's like I wanted him. Obviously, we're good friends with him, and then also the exposure too. He's got a hell of a following when it comes to social media, so it just made sense. And then we gave 2 free spots. We gave 1 to Solar Guard, and we gave 1 to Tint Wiz, because they're our 2 biggest sponsors. They are the ones that helped fund and push this and make this thing come to life. Tint Wiz picked Julian, which he's out of Modesto.
I don't think he's in Modesto. No, he's in California.
He's about 5 hours away from the middle of Central California. He was he was doing auto to begin with, but he was probably about 2.5, 3 years into his flat glass journey. So his biggest thing is that he wanted the sales and operations side of like how we go in and pitch, how we sell, how we use the meter, all of that. And then even when it came to like installing, like he was someone that like if he came out here and said, hey, I need a job in installing, like I'm hiring him instantly. Like, let's go. And like we were still able to go over some things, show us some tips and tricks installation wise. But then we had Raul, which he was one of my auto installers. He actually stepped out and started doing his own thing. But like he was like, hey, it's cool if I bring like a window down to the shop and like I just wanted to get some reps on it. And I was like, I got one better for you. How about I run you through the class for free and then you just pay me back by doing some labor for me. Because that's a win-win for me. Like sure. you're local and I get to use you when I have huge projects and I want to be the one to train you because then you actually know exactly how we want you to operate within the homes, which he already knows how we operate in general because he was on the auto side of our business. So he already knows, how our company runs. And then Frank was just walking by and like me and him sparked up a conversation and then it finally came to fruition. And it's like, I hit him up. I was like, dude, I got a spot where I need to fill someone. I need to fill the spot with somebody. And I'd rather fill it with a local person just because then I have that resource to where it's like, you cool with subcontracting? He's like, absolutely. I'm like, good. All right, perfect. Let's go. So we brought him. He was the greenest one because he was doing wall wraps and all that. So he was the only one that probably had him and Kevin, even though Kevin runs a division for Solar Guard, being hands-on with film. He's not really hands-on with the product, but they wanted to send him just because being more hands-on with it is going to help him with his journey running that part of Solar Guard and running the flat glass division for Panorama. So it was a very fun class, and gave us a lot of insight of how we wanted to do it and how we wanted to go about it.
Right.
Yeah. So we ran the second class last month. We had 2 guys come in, and it went well. It was a real good class. And same thing, those 2 guys, one was from South Dakota. Other one was Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's right.
That's nice.
Pennsylvania. So we got the next class starts tomorrow. And then we plan on running 1 class every month.
That's cool.
And then if the demand ever gets more than that, address it from there.
Yeah, for sure.
And just kind of go from there.
I mean, it's amazing to see other tint shops or wrap shops, EPF shops, but that are OGs in the industry giving the knowledge back.
Yeah.
Because people need that.
That was another big thing for me is this industry's provided everything for me and for my family from when I was a kid growing up. I mean, the shop raised us. I mean, it didn't raise us, babysat us. This was our daycare, was being down at the shop. So to try to give a helping hand and trying to help and grow the industry as much as we possibly can. It's been fun.
And what better place it is Vegas. This is a place that, tint's not just a want, it's a need.
Yeah. That's why our dad moved us here. I mean, he started in Southern California, early 90s. He's like, I gotta go somewhere where it's hotter. That's how he ended up out here.
So AZ, wherever it's hot. I mean, it's everywhere around the world. But
that's where the biggest thing is, where it's like I think it might be too late to pull the trigger, but our guy Raul, like I'd mentioned to him, I was like, hey man, if you're interested, like I was like, dude, you're young, man. I think he's 20, he's about to turn 22. I was like, dude, if you got nothing tying you down, it's like, dude, go travel the world. Like it is summer somewhere, no matter what. Oh, yeah. Like when it gets winter here, I was like, dude, I know for a certainty I can find you somewhere in Australia if it's something you'd be willing to do. And he's like, oh, hell yeah. And I was like, okay, let me reach out to the people I know. And I guarantee you, I'll find you a shop that's looking for an installer. Because everyone it's always the same thing. That's the main reason why another main reason why I started the academy was every shop in the summer, including ourselves, always says, if I had 1 or 2 more installers, I could have done so much more. Like, be 4 or 5 weeks booked out. If you have that 1 or 2 more installers, you can get so much more done. But not having the burden of, I got to, bloat the company to where now winter-wise I have to be letting guys go, which for me personally, I don't want to ever be like that. I don't like that. It's if I ever hire someone, I always tell them, like, you got 40 hours guaranteed no matter what, every single week. If we don't have the work, that's not your fault. That's my fault. I need to change my marketing. I need to change my advertising. I need to do something. But I also need to make sure I have enough labor on hand to where if we do have an influx of work, I got to be able to accomplish it. So being able to have the access to the installers is critical.
For sure.
You have to have it,
It's amazing that you're creating those
installers
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like it really depends on their hustle as well.
Yeah, no, and that's the main reason why even when people apply for the academy, like we have a questionnaire for them to fill out, at least for this first run of classes, where it's like I said, I want an installer who's already been in the auto industry for at least minimally has to be a year, and not that year mark. Most likely, it's going to be a call in the conversation, and I'm one to feel them out. But if the last two guys that came through, they were both about almost on the same type of journey. I think they're both like 5 years in. Usually it's always the same story. Saw that I was going to get charged $500 for my car, and I was like, how hard could this be? And they also had a love for cars, and then they bought a roll of film. When started watching some videos, and then gave it a try.
So I got started.
Yeah, and that typically tends to be the story. But a lot of the guys they have a passion for cars, they love cars, and then as they're about the 5 years into it, then they realize, oh, flat glass. And the biggest thing that stops people from going to flat glass, especially now, is the intimidation of the glass itself. Is you hear all these things about low E coatings, and you putting the proper film on there. It's like, I still want to break windows. I'm not trying to tint someone's house and break every window in their house, and now you just cost yourself thousands upon thousands of dollars.
That's that critical thing that you need to know what you're doing.
Yes.
Because if you're just slinging film on something you're not aware of, you could cause damage. Same thing with automotive.
Oh, smooth mic lobe.
Yeah, keep it like a fist away.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's beyond the old, like, almost breaking the windows too. It's also putting a product on that it's going to solve the problem, because there are plenty of products that you can put on, even on now. Like a majority of the glass in Vegas is triple silver surface 2 coatings.
New homes.
I said most. Yeah. Have that coating, and with that coating, you can sell a ceramic 30 or ceramic 35, and it's going to look nice. Is it going to add performance to the window?
A little bit, but not as much as people are thinking, because everyone has in their head, especially when it comes to houses, they just got their car tinted with a ceramic film and they feel that huge difference. Well, yeah, you're working with a single panel piece of glass majority of the time. Sometimes it's laminated, but you're working with a single panel piece of glass, tempered. Yeah, ceramic film on that's going to absolutely feel amazing. Going onto a dual pane window where it has that coating on there, where that coating is already doing all the infrared work, putting a 30% ceramic film on there really ain't going to do much. It'd do a little bit. It's going to knock some glare off. It's going to help with the fading. 30
factor.
would at least be blocking some light.
It would do some, but it wouldn't be doing the heat rejection from the ceramic. Would have no part of the heat rejection. It's just the fact that you made that window darker. You attacked the VLT. So now you're going to actually, that's the other part of the spectrum that you're going after, to where now you have that heat rejection. But you could have offered them a dual reflective at 30%. It's not going to move the reflectancy on the outside up enough to where it's going to be annoying or get HOA to be like, oh, you can't do that. And you can charge, it's going to cost less. So now you're not overcharging a customer. So it's or you get people that go in and they'll put the 70% on because they have the high end spectrally selective films at 70%. When with us, we have Panorama Highlight 70. It's amazing film on the right window. On any one of these windows in here, besides like the commercial windows over there, it's not going to do anything for these windows. It's just going to be a very expensive window covering that is going to do no heat rejection. Yeah, you're going to increase the UV protection, but that's it. Like, and you're going to charge me, for us, we're charging about $35 a square foot for that film. So someone paying $35 a square foot, they're expecting to be some changes.
Oh, for sure.
There better be some improvement in that room.
It's pretty up there.
Yeah. So it's, it's being able to give back to the industry, at least in the biggest fact of having guys go out and do the right thing and install the right films, just so it doesn't hurt the industry. Because as soon as someone has that one experience where they put the film on their house and like, dude, you didn't do anything for me, that one bad review is going to hurt us 10 times more than the one good review. And then that hurts everybody. That just shrinks the pie now. And now we're all going after a much smaller pie instead of like, hey, let's make this thing gigantic. Let's educate as much as we possibly can. Like, we're lucky enough that we're in a market so big to where I don't look at anyone in the valley as competition, for the sole fact, not that I'm trying to hold myself to be all high and mighty, but we have too much glass here. There's too many homes. There's too many cars. There's no reason for anyone to be fighting with each other over work.
There's new cars every year.
Yeah. We got too much stuff we can work on internally to make ourselves better, to be worried about what anybody else is doing.
I just say biggest competitor is my yesterday.
Yep.
That's my biggest competitor.
Yep.
Like I do look at, what the industry's doing, to see like what I need to better myself in, or what knowledge is out there, what new films are coming out with, new vehicles that are coming out. You know, just like you just said, new windows that are coming out. We don't want to get ourselves in a position where we're going to lose money.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to stay on top of the knowledge and, you know, be in touch with other installers and networking with other people in the industry, whether it's in town or out of town around the world. You know, everybody has golden nuggets, you know, that we could all take from, you know.
Absolutely. When did your journey start?
Man, I'm going to say it's probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in the automotive industry since I was like about 17, 18 years old. You know, I went to school. I went to CSN.
Mm-hmm.
I went through the GMA set program. So with that program is you have to have an associate's degree. So you had to go through like all the core classes and stuff. And you have to go through the GM training program. So like when you graduate, you're like 80% GM trained. So then I applied here at the Valley Auto Mall, and I was working at Saturn of Henderson as a lube tech, and then / you know, getting into becoming a tech. And then that's pretty much how I got started working on cars. You know, graduated, got my AC certifications, got my smog license, and I was 21 years old when I got the job at Saturn of Henderson. Before that, I was at Fletcher Jones Toyota as a lube tech, you know, and going to Wyotech and out of state, I just couldn't do that.
Yeah.
There's no way I could afford that. So I went through the GMA set program and went through Finley Lincoln after Saturn went out of business. And then I finished off at Finley Cadillac. I was a tech there. I was a Saab tech, Saturn tech, and I worked on Cadillacs as well when it was slow. But I mean, that was my thing, you know, training wretches. But when I got into the actual industry, it wasn't what I got pictured, you know, like, you know, the teachers and all that when they were recruiting from high school, they will paint a different picture and stuff like that. But when you actually get into the real field, it's not what you thought.
Yeah.
You know, you see a lot of snakes going around. You start seeing the cherry pickers, and you start seeing who's kissing ass with the service manager, the service writers. Mm-hmm. And then since I'm the kid of the shop, I got to prove myself. So how long does it take for me to prove myself when I'm, you know, like trying to make money too, you know, like I want some CP work instead of warranty work, you know? So I started just hating the industry.
Nah.
And then, but I found wraps, you know, at a dub show in LA, and I saw 2 cars broken down getting wrapped. And I stayed once the concert went up, everybody started going to the stage. I stayed behind. I asked one of the homies there, because they were Hispanic. I was like, "Hey, Paisa, what's up, bro? Like, how'd you learn how to do this?" You know, he's like, "Chinito back there, he's the one that shows." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I waited till he was like available, and I asked him like, "Hey, bro, like they said that you host classes. Like, I would love to get into this industry and see what it's about." And he's like, "Yeah, we got classes once a month. You know, it's an OC." So I'm like, "All right, cool." You know, next month, got 2 of my homeboys from work, and I'm like, "Hey, let's go. Let's check it out." You know, and we ended up going, and it was a cool class. You know, but I felt like when I got the roll of material and I started wrapping my own cars, when I really started to learn, I got put to the test there. You know, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
You know, I fell in love with the art, and then I just started doing it for fun. That was just my hobby, you know, wrapping cars. And I found a business opportunity with it because everybody was asking me around, my coworkers, my friends, and, you know, just, "Hey, how much to do a chrome delete or roof, or how much to do my car?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. You know what? Let me see how much the material is. All right, times it by 3. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm charging you, or whatever. Hook them up." You know, it's my first cars. So created videos, and I love magic since I was little, like illusions and stuff. So who's the man of that? Like Houdini's a great magician, you know? And I'm like, it's Vegas, kind of goes in hand in hand. So I'm gonna call it Houdini Wraps, you know? And then from there, just it moved on to "Hey, since you're wrapping my car, can you do window tint?" And I'm like, you know what? I keep getting asked that question. And then I'm like, I don't know anywhere in Vegas where I could learn. And I'm not about to quit my job to go, you know, do that. Like, let me just take a class, you know? And I started searching up classes, and I found one in San Diego. It was awesome. I learned a lot from it. I took the automotive, and I also did a flat glass training from them. And I came back like just motivated, so pumped up, and then came back, started just hustling at my garage, doing chrome deletes. I started pushing out on OfferUp and like Marketplace, and just like, hey, you know, tail lights, headlight wraps, you know, and then window tint. And then from there, just started upselling.
Yep.
You know, and I didn't know I had a skill with customers and being able to sell, you know, and it was awesome. Just fell in love with it. So I was doing tint and wrap. Started with wrap first, and then I want to take it to another level. Let's see what kind of trainings are out there from actual professional level, you know, like 3M or Avery Dennison. Took their classes. Went back to 3M and got 3M certified. Went to Avery, got Avery certified. Later on, I wanted to get into PPF, so took a class in Atlanta with Hexus.
Yep.
You know, and came back, started doing that, and then you know, just go to another training, go to Expel. So took two of my other guys, three of my guys, you know, and we it was awesome. Learned a lot. Came back and did it.
When you went to Expel, who was the installer? Who was the trainer?
Travis.
Travis. Just curious. Yeah, but no, yeah, that's
OG Travis.
Training is definitely something.
And I'm not done. I'm going to training actually next month.
Never ends, man.
It never, as I say, never ends.
Yeah.
As soon as you think that you've learned it all and you don't need any training, you're above the training. Unfortunately, you've already your doom is coming. It's down the line. It's going to happen because
you got to stay teachable. You got to have that open mind.
Yep.
You know, don't think you know everything, because you're gonna see little homies coming up, and then they're just gonna just.
Oh, absolutely. And that's, I mean, for us, one of the big reasons why we go to the tin offs and we go to the trade shows and stuff like that. It's fun competing. Competing's always fun. But the real worth, the real value of those is the networking, and then also seeing the other installers install, because not one single installer does it the same. And you got to go be open and go talk to them. And majority of the people at those events, like, they're there to network and talk. And it's like, hey, I saw you do this. Like, why'd you do that? Like, I mean,
it's gotten better over the years too. Cause I feel like early on it was a lot more shit talking. Like, why is he doing it that
it's
way?
It's always been like that. It's
it's
not taking it so seriously.
Better. Yeah, but egos get involved and people see somebody do something different. And I've seen it happen.
Yeah, but those are the guys that are the ones that think that like they already know everything. And it's like perfect. You just showed your cards, you showed your colors. I'm good. I'm not going to be talking to you because it already seems like you think you know everything. So I don't know if I'll get any value of actually having a conversation with you. You know, I started competing in 2012, and I could have went one of two ways. I was 25, I was young, hungry, and I was cocky as all hell when it came to auto tinting. You know, in my eyes, I was one of the best. So I went, I got humbled. I had a finger pop on my door, and that's what knocked me out of the finals. But you could tell there was two different groups at the tin off. There was the OGs, the guys that had already been competing for a while, that did seem like they were prickly, but you just had to come out of your comfort zone and just go spark a conversation. And with open arms, they were all about pouring the knowledge into you. And then you had the guys that were, you know, the cocky know-it-alls that didn't matter what was said or done. Like, it's just like their way or the highway. And it's like, thankfully, I gravitated towards the right side, and I became really good friends with a bunch of guys, like Chris Brooks being one of them, Randy Humphreys, Les Helton. Like, I leaned towards those guys, and I became real good friends with them. So good friends with them this day. I mean, dude, Chris Brooks has been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah, as long as dad.
Yeah, about 40 years. And every time I have a conversation with that guy, and we'll talk about an install, and like he does PPF on yachts. He's down in Orlando, and like the boats he's showing me, it's ridiculous. He did Michael Jordan's yacht
a couple times.
He does it every 3 years or something like that. Every so often, he does.
The amount of money that's in that too.
Oh, it's
a gang of money.
Ridiculous.
People don't even know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, when me and him started talking, I was like, "Hold on, what?" And then he started showing me all the different projects, and then he started throwing numbers at me. I'm like, well, I don't have boats like that in Vegas, so I really can't tap into that. But like, that's his market. His market is where if you want to get the high end PPF, like, you're not even touching the car. Like, tinting wise, I think he does maybe a couple cars a week. Like, he still does it because he loves tinting. But like, the majority of where his biggest money is coming from is yachts. It's PPF yachts and it's tinting yachts.
Yep.
And it's like the tickets are ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can afford a yacht.
Yeah. Just maintaining that thing's a couple $100,000 a year.
$50,000 to do a job.
Yep.
Know?
And that's just rolling out a big old sheet. And yes, you have to cut around some things, but just lick it and stick it, squeeze that thing on. You just got to get your foot in the door. You got to be trustworthy. You got to be putting out quality work. And as soon as you're in with that crowd, you're good to go.
One of my OG homies, also one of my instructors at Hex's, he owns Ocean Wraps in Florida, and he's killing it. Salute Albert.
Yeah, no, I mean, rap scene, for us, I pulled us out of, for the time being, we don't do color change wraps anymore. Not that I know the market's there, but I just don't have the labor for it. Like I don't have the internal labor for it to where it's just like I was having, well, he was my guy, where he was doing all my graphics. He was doing from design work, printing, laminating, and then when we do color change, it was just always him, and then I was the second hand to help him. But it's just we never had enough people on board at one time to where it could have been profitable. So where it's like I completely ripped away color change. And also the one thing I dislike about color change, and thankfully with the colored PPF it's changing, is that with a color change wrap, it's like I'm very upfront with my customer. Hey, you got a year warranty on your hood and roof. Now it's going to last longer than that, because I'll point to one of the vehicles that we've color change wrap. Like my truck, I have a matte black on top, and then I have a camo pattern from 3M, Shadow Black. Yep. I have that on the bottom half. I had some extra wrap laying around. I just wanted to cover up some chips on my truck. Wrapped it with that. It's been on there now for I think 3 or 4 years. Still looks just fine. But when you tell a customer, hey, there's only warranty on this part for this long, and now it's $5,000. Most people look at me sideways, and I'm just like, it is what it is. Like that's, if you want it done in my eyes the way that I would want it to be done for my vehicle, that's what it's going to cost, and this is how long it's going to take me. That just is what it is. Yep. So we phase straight over to, just because we have a large format printer, I do commercial wraps. Much in my eyes, it's not that we don't put out quality wraps. It's just on a commercial van, truck, there's a little bit more leeway when it comes to,
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's not, you don't have to rip the thing apart. We push half wraps majority of the time. Like, dude, avoid your roof, avoid your hood. The only reason why on our business vehicles, on our vans, we took it to a body shop. We painted the roof orange because we wrapped it once and said, nope, match this color up, please.
Yeah, we don't push roofs unless you're gonna do it for like aerial footage, or if it's for like Pepsi or something that they need the logo on top.
Yeah.
And that's the only time we recommend doing a roof on a Transit or van or whatnot. Or we'll just do the quarter, right above the windshield to the antenna.
Yep.
We do those. But yeah, we're pretty much on the same page. I mean, I still love color change. That's my passion. I love it.
Looks gorgeous.
So we're still going to be pushing it. Like that. We're doing color PPF as well. And then, commercial wraps is our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Commercial wraps, we do storefronts. I just came from a storefront. We put an awning, did a grand format printing on that awning, and then did the window perforation on it. We're doing the bathrooms, we're doing the ceilings. Pretty much almost done. Just going back, reprinting on some other windows that just got approved. Going back, finishing it up. We love commercial wraps.
Oh yeah,
commercial wraps are.
This is
wall wraps. Amazing.
Yeah, wall wraps are the best.
Wall wraps are the best.
I want to put more content out showing like man caves and garages all custom done, because I feel like people.
I mean, you could even do the floors.
Yeah,
just throw epoxy on the top.
Yeah.
We're even doing architectural wraps too. Like my whole kitchen, we tore down all the granite. And we put cement, it's like 2-inch cement. We did the whole kitchen, and we're wrapping it all up. We're also doing the cabinets. We're doing the elevators at Tahiti Village with wood grain film. It's textured. It feels just
Dynoc?
like.
You do any Dynoc? Yeah.
Well, it's pretty much the same film.
Okay.
It's not 3M's version. We're using another version made by Hyundai Motor Cars.
Oh, okay.
Hyundai's if they're in it, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till just recently. So. We're messing with that film, and it's amazing film.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What's that one called?
It's called Bodak.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just, we live in a perfect place for it. Like Vegas is always renovating, refreshing, and instead of, hey, don't replace all the doors in your building, let's just wrap all the doors in your building. Like
hotels need it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like say for example, one of the hotels that we're working with placed a bid in, and we're shooting for all the cabinets, nightstands, because they always get bumped, instead of replacing all of that, just smooth it down, whatever you need. If you need to do some wood filler, throw some primer on it, sand it down, make sure it's nice and flat and wrapped correctly, and then now you're just wrapping flat panels.
Yep.
If we can wrap cars, we can wrap cabinets.
Yep.
You know, and countertops, and work around obstacles, and knowing how to do either butt seams or overlaps, and knowing how to do your corners and how to do your finishing touches. And if you see something like a round table that has a pretty gnarly stretch, at least you already know how to tackle that.
Yep.
You know, you do a couple practice runs to see which one looks the best, and then now you commit. You know, so if we could do architectural wraps is something that I'm pursuing. You know, we've been getting some pretty tickets with that, but commercial wraps, color change, we're not stopping that. Even automotive tint, we still do that too.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Yeah, no, I've said it a bunch of times. Like if it comes, like anyone who would ask, like if I had to restart from the ground up again, say someone comes by, buys the business. If I had to restart again, I'm going strictly flat glass. I wouldn't touch auto. Not that I don't enjoy auto, because I consider myself more an auto installer than I do flat. I mean, I did auto longer than I did flat. I get the name for the flat just because of the competitions, because I've won the flat division 4 times. But like, I started competing in auto 5 years prior. And that's always the division that I always wanted to go after, because it's what I learned first was auto. I was tinting cars at like 12 years old. Like that's where I earned my bones, was with auto. So, and
it's definitely a skill set. You know, that's just like, what was the price for Reno? I think it was like $40,000 for the winner for that, and $20,000 for a PPF installer, and then $10,000 for vinyl wrap. That just tells us that there's a tint. Like, there's so many tinners around, but I don't really know too many tinners like off of the streets or anything. Like somehow they've gotten a job somewhere, and they're either hard to get a hold of because they're busy already with their shop, or like it's the people that are just looking for work as tinners. Sometimes you can't really trust them. You know, like it's sad to say. You know, it's not only just with tinners, but rappers too, PPF installers. Like these guys see a lot of money, and then they smoke it or whatever.
Yeah, you earn so much. That's the problem with our industry, is that the fact that summertime comes and it's hand over fist. Like just you can make an obscene amount of money, but then you got to remember winter is coming, and we are going to slow down. Like you can look at the trends on Google, you can look at the search histories. Like summer it spikes, winter it dives. And there's only so much you can do to combat that.
So like, what do you guys do for when it does get slow? Like say wintertime. Like how do you guys prep for that? And how do you guys stay busy throughout the wintertime?
I think the thing that we've adjusted recently that's probably made the biggest difference is using more subcontractors when it is busy. So we have enough people on hand that we can keep them busy year round. Yeah. Slight marketing adjustments, like maybe we'll run promos or specials during the winter. In the past, we had pretty good success running gift cards, but it's like knowing how many people can we keep busy 12 months out of the year. And now that we've made all the connections that we've made, having the subcontractors that are available when everything surges, that we don't necessarily need to hire more people in-house. Slowly, still add people, but slowly and safely. And then sub everything else, especially commercial. I mean, commercial is where, I mean, we've got guys now though that we trust enough to even send them on big residential projects. So actually we got one going right now that is a big ass house that we've got someone in town for the next week to just work on that one house.
Yeah, no, to stay busy in the winter, what we've done the past 2 years, obviously mess with our marketing. We changed our ad agency that we use. That helped. And then also the one tweak we're making right now is a lot more, I guess, a lot more organic content, because our marketing, when it comes to everything we pay for, I wouldn't say it's maxed out, but when you're already capturing like 95% of the search volume, you can pour more money on that. But if it's not converting, all you're doing is burning your money. And then everything, obviously, wintertime comes, people are spending their money in other places, and they're not looking to spend their money now. And then they're also the need for solar control just completely drops off of everybody's mind. Right. People are just like, well, it's cool right now. It's like, well, just to be 100% honest with you, this is the best time to get your house tinted, to get your car tinted. Like if you are the person who, I need a little bit better deal. Like this is the time right now. This is where the specials do come out. So we'll run specials and promos. Throw up a video. Hey, the next 5 people that comment, I'm gonna throw in a free windshield. And then, because I'm also relying on the fact like, hey, you do book a ceramic tint job today on your car, get your windshield tinted for free. And then I'm banking on my front desk that they're going to either they'll get them into like the 3M crystalline on their car to where it's like I'm completely fine with if I'm doing a full crystalline or even a full ceramic tint job, and then we end up putting tint in their windshield for free. But if they're paying retail for the rest of the vehicle, like they're getting a deal. Like we are taking, it's going to cost a lot less than what it would be in the summertime. But at the same time, I'm keeping my guys busy. That's my biggest goal is I want to make sure my guys stay busy, because they got to provide. Everybody's got families. So I got to make sure I'm putting food on their table. I want to just put the opportunity there, like, hey guys, you're going to have work no matter what. So a lot more organic pitching. That's been our new thing going into this winter. And then beyond through the winter, just obviously hammer home on that now, and then just don't stop doing it, even when the summertime comes. Like, I'd rather be 4 to 5 weeks booked out worrying about like, damn, like I need to find labor. I'd rather have a labor problem than I have a lead problem. Right. That's a much more comforting issue to have. It's a labor problem instead of a lead problem. Like, damn, we're not getting leads. That's a problem. We're 4 to 5 weeks out, and when people are saying, dude, I'm not waiting that long, it's like, yes, I still have to solve that problem, but that is a much easier problem to solve in my eyes, especially now with all the networking we've done through the trade shows and just through the years of talking through all the people with a lot of people in the industry. It's like now all the people, even with the academy, people that are coming through the academy, I've already had multiple of them say like, yeah, man, you get a big enough job, yeah, I'll come back to Vegas. You mean Holland? Yeah, you get a couple thousand square feet. I'm gonna make some money, and I get to go have some fun. All right, let's go. That's other, plus side of living in Vegas. It's like we have the nightlife and everything to where you can come have a fun time. Also, I can provide you some good work, and everyone's happy.
Yep. It's what we call rappers on tour. Because I've had some friends that'll just, even us, when I first started, just getting hired on to go fly out somewhere and go rap.
Yeah.
It's cool. Go travel the world if you can.
Oh yeah, this industry is so prime for that. I've said I've got 5 kids right now, so it's not really an option for me. But like, if I was younger and knew what I knew now, like, yeah, I'd spend my 20s traveling around, checking places out. You're gonna find work anywhere you go, and if you build your social media up correctly, you might have people directly contacting you to come out to places.
Oh, most definitely.
I've even told my wife, like, I've got 3 kids in high school and I've got 2 younger kids that are kindergarten and pre-K. Like, once the older ones are out of high school, we could do like some type of YouTube channel where we go live in a van and travel around the country. And there's so many people doing crazy stuff like that. And it sounds insane, but you could totally do that right now. And the content you'd be making would be sick because, hey, here's why this week we're going to be going to Orlando for the next month, and I'm going to be at this shop. You're going to promote that shop that you're at with the content you're creating. You do your family vacation or whatever, and then, okay, now we're going to Dallas for the next month. And like, people will follow along with that. Like, I might have just somebody's going to steal this before I can do it.
It's already being done. It's already being done.
Yeah. My boy Austin, shout out to Austin, Wrapped LV, and he ended up doing that.
Yeah.
He got a badass Mercedes Sprinter van, hooked it all up, and then went cross country.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he picked up jobs throughout the way.
Oh, yeah.
He's a 3M preferred installer too. So he's connected all over Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, all over the US.
Yeah.
So now he just flies from different cities
Yeah.
and knocks out a couple commercial vans and 53-foot trailers or whatever. And fly back and just go back.
And in today's world, it doesn't even need to be just the US. It could be international, right? And with the 2 hemispheres, if you're just tint, go northern, southern hemisphere. You could have summer year round.
Like, I got another buddy goes to Dubai, did Thailand out there. He printed stuff, shipped it out there, and then just went and installed.
Yeah.
It's real. I never thought that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got out of being a tech and saw this, I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
What year was that in?
Shit, probably it was 2011, 12 years ago.
Okay. The only reason why I asked is because like this industry thankfully has grown a lot in the fact that it was stupidly cut like early 2000s. And like even before that, even in infancy in like the 90s and so, it extremely cutthroat in the fact of like, if you were buying one brand, that was the brand you bought. And if you tried someone else's brand, depending on what brand you were carrying, and they found out, it would be like, oh, you sold this tint, like, and they'd stop selling to you. to where you couldn't. And then also the sharing of knowledge was nowhere near where it's at now. It was, I can't train him because if I train him, he's going to be my competitor.
Some people still have that mentality.
It's still there,
which is
but
sad.
it's a lot less
But
now.
I think the internet, YouTube maturing, and social media is what really has changed that dynamic, because people are sharing, and like if you're not playing along with that game, you're lost, man.
When I started Houdini Wraps Academy 4 years ago, man, the hate within three other shops around town got together and they put it on the rap groups and stuff like that, and that just fueled me up. You know,
That's a compliment.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. It just fueled me up. I was like, cool, let's do it.
You're spending energy thinking about me. I'm not spending.
Now next class is coming up. Now I'm going to book every single year. Now I'm not going to stop. The academy is something I love to do. I love to teach. I love to see that person comes in and they're like, wow, I didn't know that. Like just blew their minds. You know, when they come in and see the things you could do with this industry, not just cars.
Yeah. And that never goes away. Like I said, the one thing I love about going to the tint offs is picking up the small nuggets of things that it's like, when I hear it, I'm like, damn, that's a good idea. Why have I never tried that? And then I go try it. Like in 21, the tint off was in Orlando. Me and him both went down, and then I was talking to Nick from Fusion Tools, and I was about to go for the PPF. And it's like every year, as soon as I started doing the PPF division, I started in 2015. And it was one of those things where it's like, I'm here, why not? And it was out of the three things I do, that was the worst one. Like that was something that I probably had no business being in that competition. But it was just like, I'm gonna just give it a try.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I literally was watching someone clay bar a car, and I was like, I had to ask a guy at Solar Guard, like, what's he doing? And he's like, he's clay barring the car. I'm like, what is that? And he explained it to me. I'm like, so I should probably be doing that on every single one. And he's like, yes. I'm like, good to know. You know, and it's like picking stuff up like that, because like my dad threw a roll of clear bra in my hands. It was like, do this front portion of this hood. And I was like, okay. And that was like, and I think late 2000s, it was Clear Shield's first go around of their product. And it was hard as rock, stupidly aggressive glue. We had to use it. That's when you're using the steamer to stretch it. And then when they start coming out with materials where it's like, no, you don't need a steamer. It already stretches itself. Like it's good. Mm. It was like one of those things where it's like, I knew enough to where I was still putting out like good work, but I always doubted when I put it out. I mean, even still to this day, when I do PPF, I know I'm good at it, but at the same time, I'm so critical of the job.
You're going to be your biggest critic.
Oh, and well, good thing is I see like jobs come in from like when people, like I spot it from the, I spot my truck from the dealership and they bring it in and I'm looking at the clear bra. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm not worried about it. You see the 1/2-inch gap around the edges all the way around. But when I was talking to Nick in 21, he goes, using hot water. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Because it was the first year they actually required you had to wrap your edges. The previous years, they said, you're not going to, it doesn't matter if you wrap or you don't wrap. If you're not wrapping the edge, as long as it's consistent, nice and tight, you know, you're not going to get docked. And it was like, okay, so that year they're like, no, you have to wrap your edge. It's pretty much it's industry standard. If you're charging the prices, the high-end prices, you need to be wrapping all your edges no matter what. If it's an exposed edge, it better be wrapped. So we had the patterns and I was sitting there talking with Nick about it. And he goes, using hot water? I'm like, for what? And he goes, well, first off, to clear your edge out. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you should be using distilled clear water, no soap, to clear out the edge. Get the soap off that edge so it tacks. And I was like, so that's why I've been having problems rolling my edges, is I'm just letting my hood sit. And now I'm thinking about that soap is just drying on the glue. Mm-hmm. And then you're trying to get wrapped the next day or a couple hours after, and it's not sticking. So I was like, that was a like instant like click moment. Like, okay, I feel like a dumbass now. Like that makes complete sense. And he says, now use hot water. So when it clears it out, you can instantly wrap. And it's like throwing a steamer on the backside of the glue, tack instantly. And I was like, okay. I ran back up to my room real quick, turned the hot water on the faucet, took one of my bottles, wrapped it in a microfiber, taped that thing up, filled it up, ran back down and competed. And I ended up making it into the finals that year. And that was like the year that I was like, I'm done. I'm not, if I don't make the finals, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to put all my time into the tint. I want to win auto. That's what I'm looking after. And then I got myself into, and that was the first year that we were carrying, we switched to be a 3M Pro shop. So this first year I was using 3M's product too. So I made the finals with it. And then that's where everyone's like 3M's glue is so aggressive. But what they didn't know is I was using Clear Shield from Solar Guard to begin with. And Clear Shield, a lot of people don't like it, at least the Hydro, the original, in the original version, because the glue is so tacky. It's a super aggressive glue. But that's all I ever knew. So switching to 3M wasn't hard for me because I was always used to aggressive glues. You know, made the finals, but like that one little trick, like completely leveled up my installs
for
a PPF like instantly. And it's like, and as soon as he was saying it, I was like, why haven't I thought of this? And then I'm not focusing on the fact of trying to help grow my installation. Like, how come I not come across this yet? And then, cause I saw majority of the people were doing it, and it's just like, I need to make sure I'm digging into more installations and things I'm not comfortable with, because like that one little trick changed everything for me. And then figuring out how to refresh the glue on a clear bra. If you're gonna, if you do have a lift line and you want to kind of get rid of it, hit it with a mixture of alcohol and water, clear that out, and then retack it down. Like, you can do it once or twice. After that, then you're done. You're ripping that piece off and you're replacing it. But being able to pull something up out of a bra that's been sitting for 2 minutes, but then also being able to feather in that line to where you don't have that lift line, and then clearing it with the alcohol to reset the glue. Like, I was doing it not knowing what it was. I sent a couple of my guys off to 3M's class, and when they came back, they're like, yeah, dude, they told us to do it like this, and it's going to reset the glue. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm doing. That's good to know.
I mean, it also depends on the film too.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, which
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
It's important to use the correct film for you to be able to do that.
Yep.
And that's one thing we teach our students too. And we'll slide them like a film that's like black label, white labeled or whatever. And just see if they notice anything. You know, we'll have them do a fender with the film that we like, and then bam, just sneak it in there, like just so that they see that, like, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, or if they actually do it, I'm like, oh, nice. If you can install with this, all right,
you're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd equate that to 3M's clear bra. It's not that it's a bad bra. It's just you have to get used to installing their product. It's the same thing with
different steps.
Yep.
I mean, it's
different slips, different steps. Yeah. And it's even when it comes to the tint too, like crystalline. Most installers hate crystalline because it's a complete different shrinking pattern. You have to pocket shrink. And if you've never pocket shrink before, you can't, and then the fact that you can actually shrink to the sides on that film. Like when we were told we could do that, it was just like, that completely changed it too. It was like, oh, that makes life so much easier. You can throw a 2-inch pocket on each side of the windshield and shrink it sideways, and it shrinks over, and like it relieves all that tension in the top and bottom. You're like, oh, that makes life a whole lot easier. You know, and
that's what's important about taking those training classes. Because I mean, you could practice your way through and just go through a whole bunch of film, but just go to the class.
Yeah.
You know, learn.
And keep going to them too. It's crazy. I did my first PPF training was when I left the shop a little bit right after graduating, and I ended up at Lexus Las Vegas as an in-house installer right before I joined the Army. And they had Expel. Well, they had Expel come train us. This is in 2004. It was an Expel distributor, but they were selling 3M's film. Like, Expel didn't exist yet, but they were a distributor for 3M's film. It was before DAP, I believe. And like, they showed us, I mean, it's a pretty decent class, but like what I learned back then wouldn't even apply at all to today's materials. No. Like, it's not even the same thing at all. So it's like continuing that education. And I love the fact that you're nonstop about it, because that means you're gonna kill it, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Like,
I can't. You know, like
things are changing too fast to not keep up with the education side of this industry.
I mean, we have the academy here in Vegas too, so it's like I have to stay in touch with everyone too. You know, like I said, I'm going to Atlanta again. I'm going to Jim Miller's shop, OG, and Justin Pate's gonna be there too from Avery Dennison. We're going to go over the new PPF that they're launching, and just network and go through different installation techniques, you know.
Jim Miller shop. What's the name of his shop?
Miller Decals.
Yeah, they just had the window film pros get together at that place.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
What? Cash just had his event there. If I'm not mistaken, they're discussing if they're going to have what's Cash's new thing called? The tints or the film festival. That's what he's calling it, the film festival. Yeah. Which same thing, educational, also with a competition side to it, but leaning also heavy into the educational part, which, I mean, that's big. I mean, that's like for us, the beginning of the year, we're going down to Texas for tinter battles.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I'm looking forward to it. And like how Carlos is setting up too is like from 9 to 2, I believe, is strictly educational. It's just trainers, and that's it. We thankfully we were invited to be trainers for flat glass, and they're going to have they have some auto guys.
Are we doing that again this year, both of us?
Well, I am. I mean, I'm set up for it.
Okay.
Yes, you're going. You're in the competition.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm going to compete. Do I need to call Marcos?
Marcos for what?
Or, I mean,
Carlos?
Those two are always hanging out.
Marco.
Automotive.
Don't call him Marquez.
Oh, what? Huh?
You're competing in automotive too?
So I signed us up for as soon as I was already texting with Carlos and keeping on top of it. So when he started saying, "Hey, tickets going to drop," so I texted him like, "Hey, man, give me a heads up when that drops," because I knew the auto division was going to go like that, and it did. It sold out in 48 hours. So like the day it went at midnight, it went up. I think at about 6 a.m. I was the first one to sign up for both divisions. We signed up. So me and him are going to be in auto, and then we're going to be in the flat glass division.
Because it's teams
too.
this year.
Yeah, it's strictly teams, and there's only 12 people, 12 teams in auto, and they're not taking anyone else. I don't know if he's going to grow tonight. He said he might. Depends on demand.
And then Brendan and Dylan are going too. So we actually have 2 teams going.
Yeah, I signed up my flat manager or my auto manager, and Dylan. That's his little brother. So it was like perfect. They got 2 brothers. We have both sets of brothers going down to compete in auto, and then we're gonna go after flat glass. Hopefully a little redemption from the last time we were at Tinter Battles. And then I think I've talked at least 2 other sets of people into. Well, I say talk them into. I told them, hey, I'm gonna sign you up, and you better be there. so I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. I'm really looking forward to the auto side because, like I said, a lot of people in that part of the industry, especially like the Tinter Battles, like even Carlos, he didn't even really know like my auto side at all. And because they were talking about the heat shrink battles, and I was like, dude, I want to go against anyone. Like I love shrinking. Like I
can take a torch.
I got to get better at torch. The one thing I am going to do is I am actually going to start practicing with a torch because I always was. I mean, I started with a heat gun. I had a Wagner in my hand, so I was always used to a heat gun. But like when Johnson comes to SEMA, like in the mid 2000s, that's when they had the bug back window, and like they were treating it more as a competition. And it's like I think me and this other guy from Phoenix, Adam, I don't remember his last name. But me and him would always be going back and forth. Like the last time me and him went against each other, and it was just kind of open. If you show up, you can do it. If there's no one waiting, you can just keep doing it. I got it down to 2 minutes and 38 seconds, like shrunk and installed.
On what?
Bug. Yeah. So it's like Carlos was talking about it. He was doing a live podcast with Shady, the Dark Truth podcast, and I started chiming in on it. And I called out Poppy, called out Marco. I started calling out all the guys, or Fernando, all the guys that are known for their heat shrinking. And Carlos I was like, I did a bug back window in 238 installed. And he goes, I've never seen that video. I was like, I'll send it to you. I sent it to him. He's like, I didn't even know that you even like had anything to do with auto. I was like, that's the thing I consider myself most to be as an auto installer. I've never said anything because I've never won anything. I've never done anything. I don't consider the Johnson bug back window. Like it was a competition, but it's just more of a bullshitting, like,
shit talking. Would you win a roll of film? Huh? Would you win like a roll of film?
Yeah, if you did it in so much time, and then also that if they had the Sentinel nice heat guns, like that's what they would be using to where whoever took first was able to take one of them. I mean, it's a $500 heat gun, so I mean that's nice. But it was like, no, I consider myself more auto tune than anything. But I've never won anything in it. I've never made it to the finals at WFCT, so like I'm not gonna open my mouth. Like I don't have the credentials to. And it's always out of fun, poking fun and stuff. As soon as Carlos started talking about flat glass, when he launched Tinter Battles, he went and competed in Virginia Beach in the flat glass side. As soon as he started talking about flat glass, like, oh, there's my door. And then I started poking fun at him, going back and forth. And I got to know him real well and became good friends with him and realized that like the Carlos you see on social media is not the Carlos that you will actually know if you actually sit down and have a good conversation.
Well, there's Texas Squeegee and then there's Carlos.
Yeah, okay. I'll agree with that. But he does know social media really well.
Yes.
And he knows how to make his videos pop. And because you have to have the entertainment with educational and then blend that together. I mean, my biggest video on Instagram has like 18 million views. It's me competing at Tinter Battles. Yeah, it was when that thing popped. It was after we went down and did it, and it popped like that. It was like I got on the phone, I texted him, and I was like, "Dude, you need anything? Need any help with anything? Let me know. I'm all in. Like I get it now. I finally understand it. Like I was definitely one of those guys that was looking at from like watching it, like I feel like you're being a little too theatrical. I don't get it. Like what? Come on, man. Like let's be professional." And then I actually had a conversation. He came on the podcast. We talked with him, got his background. It's like the same background for everyone. 16, went to work for his uncle, and like was just watching the guys. And then one of the guys started teaching him how to tint. It's like, oh, dude, it's the same story. Like we're just down at the shop because we're here. It's taking, it's our babysitter. We're just down here. So it's like the same story, and he's been in it for so long. And it's like actually getting to know, like he was going to school for
Music.
Oh. Yeah. So he was going to school for music. So he has that entertainment side built into him, and he loves that stuff. And it's like, I finally got to know him, and I was like, I get it now. Yeah. And it works, because if you look at his social media presence, he's growing it everywhere. And as long as you're willing to, I'm not say play the game, but participate in it, you give him something to go off of, he'll go in with you, and he'll push you as hard as you want to be pushed. In the fact of like, dude, as long as you engage, you want to go in the back and forth, let's go. Let's have some fun with this. And it's like, all right, let's do it.
There's so many different ideas that you could spin off into your own marketing.
Oh yeah.
It's so many. You could go funny, you could go serious, you could go storytelling, you could do so much.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it. Be yourself, just have fun with it.
That's the big thing. Be yourself.
Yep.
Be yourself. Be authentic. That's what really is pulling people in. And ultimately, the algorithms are going to then feed that to more people that are probably going to be interested in you and your personality. And, the people that don't,
yourself,
the people that don't care or just aren't going to tune in. And the people that you're finding, the people that are more likely to engage with you and want to do business with you. So be authentic. Because if you're trying to put shit out that's fake, everybody can tell, and it'll catch on. Yeah,
it eventually catches up, no matter what. And then even when it comes like with the product, like yes, you align yourself with the manufacturer that you know that you have a good relationship with. You have either being a rep or whatever, and you know they're going to back you. Tint wise, in the auto side, I don't care if you're buying your film from SolarGuard, Expel, 3M, Matago, Johnson. If you're buying their high end product, their nice product, it is all pretty much the same stuff. Yes, some specs are going to change here and there, but it's what are you comfortable installing with? And then also, how is that manufacturer partnering with you to help you grow? Because if you grow, they grow. That's all that matters. Build that relationship, and that relationship is what matters. And just as long as you put in the same thing in my eyes that happens with the wrap, with vinyl. You find any one of them. We've won strictly 3M sometimes, and now we're starting to install a lot of Avery, or Oracal. To me, it's which color are you looking for? Because every single one of their booklets has all the different range of colors, to where it's like, what look do you want? I don't care what I am installing. I would personally probably prefer installing Avery, at least the version of Avery now. I enjoy installing that. 3M, if you really want 3M, sure, I'll install it. It's in my eyes a little harder to install, but that's not your problem. That's my problem. Right. But if that's the color you want, let's go. I don't care. It's those are all products that are all matching pretty close to each other, even with the warranties. They're all pretty much right there. Yeah. It's all about what you're more comfortable installing with, Yeah,
there's going to be films that are installed a little differently than the others.
Yep.
And the techniques of installing something that's very aggressive, or something that you already know, you can't stretch it. Yep. Some of them have cap sheets. Some people don't know it has a cap sheet. Now you're struggling with it, and there's just so many things that every film has. But what I like to do is when COVID hit, it was hard to get the stuff that we wanted. So we have to be able to install anything, be versatile. So that's kind of like what we teach in our classes. Here's all these different brands, and we've been sponsored by different companies. And I'm going to show you the differences in which materials and which ones to kind of stick with and the reasons why.
Yep.
Because it's going to make your installation easier.
Yep.
Our goal is not to tear the car apart. Our goal is to get it in and get it out as fast as possible with quality.
Yep.
Without having to have to take your doors fully apart, have to reprogram something. Now there's headlights that you got to program. Everything has a module. If you're just disconnecting things, now you're just causing issues. So sometimes we do try to steer a customer away from doing door jams and all that. It's just, we'll make the color change easy, quick, and then whenever you want to change it, it's an easy removal.
Yeah, that's the big part.
And if we're using a film that's not graded to last a very long time, the removal is going to be a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Or it's going to cause some damage.
Oh, yeah.
That was one thing that when me and Jordan first, when we started doing the color change wraps and even the commercial wraps too, when we first got our printer, the extra steps that we took when we first started doing it, and then compared to what we do now, it's it still looks the same, but when it comes to the removal process, way different. It's we were so stuck on the fact, especially with a commercial, a van wrap for a company, we got to get it in one piece, no seams, we can't have seams. And it's we start looking around at all the wraps and why are we killing ourselves to do this? Yes, you still want little amount seems humanly possible. But at the same time, the right seam in the right area through a body line is never going to be seen. And then also we're not overstretching the vinyl now. So now it's going to last longer, and we're not trying to press the integrity of the film just because we want it in one piece. And it's like understanding that through the wraps we did to begin with. And like even with our own personal vans, like when we first went to rewrap them, it's like, why did we wrap this so deep everywhere? This is a nightmare to remove. And it's like, all right, let's not do this again. Let's actually wrap to this exact point, because we know when it comes to the removal part, because it's going to have to be done, we can get it off without killing ourselves.
Right.
And it's like, until you go through those, it's either yes, you can take the time and do it yourself, and you're gonna learn, and it's gonna cost you the time, or yes, go to a class, be shown those things. There's no reason to act like oh, it's gonna cost me this much to go to the class. It's like, yes, but spending that much money to go to that class, think about how much time it's gonna save you.
It fast forwards you into the industry.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you're gonna lose a lot of money doing it yourself and being that hardhead. That you're like, no, I'll figure it out. I'm not going to spend $2,500 for a class plus a whole week off. It is money, but it's an investment. It's what you go to school for.
Yeah. How much is your time worth? Because you're going to save yourself so much time on top of material. But like when you price that out on maybe 10 wraps that you might have been able to save yourself a couple hours per wrap, like
it changes your life.
Oh yeah, drastically. Sure. Yeah.
Like I'm sure I'll take your class and I'm going to learn so much. I'm going to be pumped up, and maybe you'll learn stuff from even students.
Oh, totally. We have already.
Like, shit, what? From a different career too. Yep. We've had people that are dentists, and like one example, husband, wife, she's a dentist, and she came in and she was killing it with the cuts. And I'm like, wow, the way she's holding the blade, the way she's holding the tucking tools. And I'm like, wow, that's like, you're picking it up way faster than everybody here. She's like, oh, it's because of she does hygiene and stuff. She's
used to manipulating that,
taking real tight little spots. Yeah,
so
that makes a ton of sense.
She sees like if there's like a little edge of vinyl, like she knows it needs to sit where it needs to, or tucked underneath something. And, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's cool. So anybody could do this if they put their mind to it, if they like it, and if they love it.
Yep.
This could be a pain in the ass sometimes. When you have all this dirt trapped into the frames and all that, and you're just having a horrible installation because you're not doing the right steps to control your contamination, and even having a dirty house or pets or have AC on, like even your clothes, like there's so much contamination that happens in there that we can't see. As soon as you tint the window, you see all the specks.
Yep.
And it just shines at you. And when the glare hits it, I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Yep. That's why when we're doing the classes, we use silver 20. That way there's no hiding anything.
Yeah, you need to see it.
Yeah. You see every little speck. Like, all right. So
your cuts, everything, specs, the way you control.
Yeah.
And what we like to do too, we have stations, but we're wrapping real cars too. Like we'll have deals with customers like, hey, look, we can use it, for the academy side, and a lot of people are just for it because they're helping the new generation. And plus they're getting a great deal on their car.
Yeah.
But I kind of want the students to see real life situations, like wrapping out of your garage. I wrapped out of my garage and tinted it for 4 years. And then I was freelancing with other shops and helped them start their wrap shop, and when I was doing it out of my house, I had to combat all of that. Contamination, heat, it's too cold, it's the space. I had to transform my 2-car into a 3-car, knock down the wall and transform my whole garage into epoxy floors, did the lighting. I loved working from home, but then it came to a point where I'll have like a McLaren, I'll have a Ducati, I'll have a dually outside, I'll have a GTR outside. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's getting to a point where I'm going to need a shop pretty soon. It's a good problem to have.
Oh,
and stuff.
definitely.
And then I live in a cul-de-sac, good neighborhood, and my neighbors always supported it. So I'll be at 2 a.m. with my compressor on. I'll still be respectful and stuff with my neighbors and stuff, but like they understand, and if I needed more space, I could park my cars on their driveway. It was really cool, but I'm like, dude, I need to get a shop pretty soon. So I opened up a dealership. So we were flipping cars and at the same time removing tint, installing tint, wrapping things to hide some, like, not hide, but correct the hood, like the roof or something just to make it look clean. Then I got into paint correction. Then I started learning how to do that, you know, and then I started getting into paint a little bit, learning how to do that. Anything that was automotive related, you know, because I had to get a car in and out. You know, I would go here to CarMax, buy cars from there, Mannheim, and like the dealership was going. It was cool, but like it came to a point where it was just not something I want to do for the rest of my life. And I just wanted to focus on wraps. And, you know, good thing I did, because I let go of the dealership and went into wraps and got, you know, into commercial wraps, and it blew up from there.
Yeah.
We haven't stopped.
Yeah, commercial's where it's at, man. That's even like on the flat glass side for the tinting, like commercial's where it's at. Like a couple decent commercial jobs can make a
We've
year.
done some color change jobs that are up there as well. You know, like right now we have a $7,000 wrap going on right now, and it's a color change. Yeah. You know, and it's totally worth it. The installer's getting paid high dollar. He loves it. It's cool. Yeah. We're gonna do videos out of it. But it's you know, a customer will pay for quality work. Especially if we're going to be taking our time. We're going to make sure everything's legit. Like the installer has been installing for years, so he knows what's up. You know, and he's going to have a good time doing it and get paid. Cool. Yeah. You know, that's when we like to take in those color change jobs, or it's a easy, say Tesla, we'll knock that out quick.
Oh yeah, Tesla.
Yeah, that's why I've always been like big on color change for content. Because those end up looking so badass.
Well, yeah, then that's the thing. It's like, all right, so now how can we make commercial look good?
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. You can make commercial wraps or even residential tint, you know, make it look cool. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's just how are you going to tackle that part? You know, are you going to be funny with it, instructive or whatever? You know? You know, and have some good content, because there's content people, you know, grilling.
Oh yeah,
making rice or
everything now.
Vacuum cleaning the car or something. Like there's that video and it has millions of views. Like what the fuck?
Have you seen the AI ones of the Olympics where it's like vacuuming and making a sandwich and what? The AI stuff now is crazy. Yeah. Have you played around with any AI in your business at all?
Honestly, man, like anything that's like marketing, I have a team that does all of that. So I'm just leaving it up to them, like, because they're younger. Yeah, you know, some of them are just out of college and they know what's trending. You know, they have a really good team, so they have everything in line. So it's like, hey Gary, we want you to do this. I'm like, what? All right, screw it. Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You know, and then we'll throw our little spin into it and see how that goes. And some videos came out pretty cool. Some of them are not great hits, but just keep going.
Yeah. Even if it has, like, that's one thing too. People are like, oh, I'm only getting a couple hundred views. It's like, that's a couple hundred people seeing you and your content. Like that don't act like that's nothing. That's a starting point.
I learned you gotta keep plugging. Consistent just post it.
Yeah. And eventually something will hit for some reason that you can't even understand or explain. Boom, it goes viral.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that will do just with their phone. And that got more hits than somebody coming in here with their rigs and stuff, and we're doing roller shots, and it's like, wait, we invested all this time into this video, and this one was just recorded on a phone.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the way that the algorithms work now, and TikTok kind of changed the game. It doesn't even matter how many followers you have. If something's going to be engaging and people interact with it, that's all the algorithm cares about now. So you just need to post. Just keep posting stuff out, and the algorithm will literally let you know this was a good one. And now you can put money into that if you want to.
Yeah, there's so much things that I'm learning with that too. Even with AI, like ChatGPT and all
that. Oh, yeah. That's more what I was talking about, like for that side.
Anytime I post anything on Instagram, if it's coming from my personal account and I'm setting it to collab with the company account, if there's a caption on it, yes, it's me writing it, but it's also me writing it into ChatGPT. And then like, all right, well, this is going to be for Instagram. And like, you know, check the grammar and everything on this, or just like, I just need a caption for this. This is what's happening in the video. This is the image. This is the message I'm trying to portray. And then also I want, type the word print below for more details, and it throws 3 options at me. I'm like, and that
one. Do you want to make it more friendly, or do you want to make it more corporate?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, cool.
Yep. Yeah.
I had a full blown conversation with ChatGPT. I started a whole business with it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I've played around with it so much. I even asked it like, hey, forget every conversation we've ever had. We're going to start from scratch. And like, if I was going to start a window tint business, what advice would you, and like, it gave me like really good advice that I would give somebody else, like point by point by point. And it was like, man, this would almost be exactly what I would tell somebody right now. It's insane.
You can create your curriculum through there.
Yeah.
Oh,
we've been using it.
Oh, I did.
Oh, we're using it.
Your SOPs, your disclaimers, your warranties, your everything.
Reviews. You play with it at all yet for
Reviews?
responding to reviews?
Yeah. We have I think they created an AI where it automatically responds to them.
So we've right now, I think we're still kind of manually doing it, but manually doing it. And when it comes in, we have a chat we've created that they can just copy it, paste it, look at the response, make sure it makes sense, maybe make a change to it. But most of the time you don't need to because you've already prompted that chat. Like, hey, this
you still have to put in work in the back end.
Yeah, so we preloaded that chat with like, here's who we are, our company values. We're going to be giving you reviews coming from customers. This is like, and built it out to where now when you give it to it, it already has all been pre-prompted. So it's spitting out a very specific response to that specific review in our tone, you know? And it's pretty much perfect every time. So instead of having to take the time to sit down and be like, okay, what would I write? Like copy, paste. Oh, that's perfect. Bam, done. And they can respond to every review as soon as it comes in. They get an email in the front and they see a new review. Copy. We respond like immediately. Like those little things are huge. Like Google responds to that. So
even with our leads, we have some AI built into it, but every job's different. Our menu is different. You know, like not only do we do like commercial wraps, but we could do signs. We could do, you know, residential commercial tint. We could do wall wraps, graphics from a small sticker to a huge sticker. Yeah. You know, we just did a fabric awning, you know, so I connected with another print shop and they printed it for us. We went and installed it. You know, it's just, what do you want? We just, last week we did put graphics on the jet. That came out to a pretty good ticket. You know, and it's just, it depends. Everyone's a little different. So we still have to have somebody, you know, manually talk with the person and make sure it's genuine too. Cause I don't want to talk to a robot. No, I call like on the phone, I'm placed on hold and I'm talking to AI. I'm like, nah,
we've been playing around with it. And it seems like right now the sweet spot for it is not necessarily, it's not fully ready for like the straight talk version. It's like, the version we've played around with from Rewired, it's like 7 of the 10 times you call it, it's actually a pretty good interaction. But as soon as there's something wonky in the conversation and then it starts repeating stuff, it's like, that's just frustrating people. But it feels like everybody I know that's having success with it is in the SMS because it's a chat bot. It's actually good at, like when you have a conversation with it, when you're just talking to it, it's pretty good at its responses. So everybody I know that's having success with it right now is on the chat side of things.
Man, it's going to get to the point where you're going to be able to just replicate yourself, even laugh, you know, crack a joke or something to make it more authentic or something.
Oh, yeah. The one, the chatbot that we've been demoing and trying to use, it has personality to the voice. Like it's hard to tell it's AI until you talk to it long enough. Then you can kind of figure it out. But
I'm going to try to put mine as Snoop Dogg or something.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. I don't know how I've been trying to think, how are we going to use Soros? Or is that the name of it? Have you seen those videos that are coming out where it's like Mr. Rogers and Tupac and it looks totally real? Like there's got to be fun ways to use stuff like that with that right now to do like a promo video for your business. But the problem is there's gonna be lawsuits coming out for businesses. Like right now, those videos are coming out and they're just coming from random accounts that aren't businesses. So who are you gonna sue? And they're not like profiting off of it. But if you took someone like that and made a commercial for your business, you're probably gonna get a letter from some celebrity's attorney. So it's like, how can you use that right now in a way that you're not going to get sued for like IP infringement?
Yeah, everybody's sue happy.
So. Yeah. So it's like, there's got to be fun ways to do it right now where you can get around that. Like maybe you don't create it and post it under your business account. You post it under a secondary account that's not the business.
There's always things around things.
Yeah. I don't know. Just those are crazy to me right now, though, because you can just make any video you want of any celebrity ever saying whatever you want them to say. That's nuts.
And it comes to a point where it almost looks realistic. I mean, I'm pretty sure my older folks will fall for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That's the scary part of it. People are definitely going to get got.
yeah.
For sure.
People are going to get
Especially
scammed.
The scams where they're like already like calling people up and it sounds like your kid. And
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like you could record somebody's voice
yeah.
and make it sound like it's you.
Yeah.
So when they call grandma or mom or whatever, it's like, oh shit, my son's in danger.
Yeah.
And there you go, sending money over to
Yeah.
an account and who knows where.
Yeah. That's probably happening every day right now. So that's the scary side of it. But you just got to get educated on it and
It's a great
educate.
tool. It's a great tool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's classes for that as well. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the people that are actually diving into it and using it now and not thinking like, oh, you know, I don't need it. It's like, no, you have the knowledge of the industry. You need to be using that tool because the people that are coming in, they don't have the knowledge of the industry, but they're going to learn how to use that tool real well. And as they start gathering knowledge from that industry, that's where they're going to crush you. But if you know how to use that tool and you already got the 20 years experience in that industry, that's where you're already so far ahead of them that it's going to be impossible for them to catch you.
It's just the way you think, because it's like designers when Chat GPT, like AI comes in, and you could just go to Chat GPT and create a logo.
Yep.
You know, and now some designers feel that their job is getting taken, but if you could use AI to kind of fast forward you, like, hey, look, this came, or a customer comes in with their AI image, and then it's like, all right, cool, let's go ahead and use that as a reference. You know, like, thank God it helped, because now we're just not guessing what you think looks cool, or like that big word, make it pop. All right, so make it look sexy, make it look good. Like, what's sexy to you is different than my sexy. And make it pop. Like, what do you mean by make it pop? Let me go ahead and have. So we have this joke at the shops, like we have a pop filter. We'll just, all right, just add a stroke to it. Boom. All right, we made it pop. Send it to the customer. Like, oh yeah, you did make it pop. All right, sure, whatever.
He knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but the graphic designers that lean into that, like, learn how to be the best person at prompting AI to make it to where you can send out mock-ups faster. You can
AI is helping us make more money.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing. Like, even when Photoshop came out, you had like traditional artists that are like, oh, this isn't real art, and it's like, well, now the number one way to make money doing art in the world is doing digital art, knowing how to use software like Illustrator or Photoshop or any of those things.
It goes back to what we were just saying. Is like, you just got to keep learning.
Yep. It's just a new tool.
As a designer, you should be able to take ChatGPT and you know what questions to prompt it with to get out what is going to be the best look for a vehicle or design, to where it's like, hey, these are the things I need to hit, or like, these are the questions, like, give me a list of questions that I can put in front of my customer to, like, this is what they're trying to get done, to where now you can say, hey, all right, here, answer these 10 questions for me, take those 10 answers, put it in, then generate. And then where you can actually take the essence of what they're trying to do. Like you said, like, what's sexy to you isn't sexy to me. Like, I feel bad for Jordan, because he was doing purely graphics for us. And like, my dad would be like, all right, I want a design, I want this, this, and this. And like, I hear what he's saying, and I'm in the same like part or same thinking of like Jordan. I'm like, Dad, that's not possible. What you're asking for right now is, that's not going to work. Well, why not? And it's just like, oh my God. It's like, and then you get those general things, like the general questions back. Like, hey, I want it to pop. Like, you got to give me more than that to work on. Yeah. Like, and provide me, go search Google right now, find 3 images of things that you would want to kind of look like, so you can point me in the right direction. Give me a color palette. Give me 3 or 4 colors you want your base colors to be. Feed that to me. Like, my wife was, she's a hairstylist, and she has her own suite room. She wanted to do like a textured wrap on her wall. And I was like, first off, I was like, how much is it going to be, like, in water and stuff? Like, do you need me to wipe this off? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, so we're not going to be putting what you want on, because you're not going to be able to wipe that shit off. It's going to be a nightmare. I was like, what kind of design do you want? So I sat there in ChatGPT, and I was like, all right, I need an image. I think it was grass. Damn, I forget what the main thing was. But like, I was like, all right, what colors do you want? She's like, black, white, maybe some tan, taupe. So I got like 4 colors, and then asked her a couple more questions. I hit create, and I looked at the image. I was like, something like that. She's like, that's perfect. I'm like, boom, design's done. Now let me just go ahead and switch it back into the computer now. And if I need higher resolution, I'm gonna literally just feed in there like, all right, I want the same image at this resolution, at this size, done. And it's like, that was the first time I actually used it in the capacity of like, I knew what questions to ask her because I know what questions I need you. I need you to at least push me in the right direction. Because if you just tell me, oh, well, design what you think looks best. No, I am not doing that. I'm not wasting 2 hours of my time. Then put it in front of you and go, well, can we switch this, and this? Like, that's why I was asking you all those damn questions.
Yeah,
like,
when we have our customers for any sort of design work, we interview them.
Yep.
Come to the shop. We'll go over everything from inspiration, maybe a wrap that you've seen somewhere. We're not going to copy it, but maybe those colors you like.
Yes.
Whatever, just inspiration, and then we just do our magic and then create something.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's definitely a tool that if you don't lean into it right now and you don't start learning it, you will be left in the dust because the guys have already been doing the design work for a decade plus. They figure out how to use that tool properly, and they know what questions to prompt it with because they know what questions worked for them and while they were designing to where they know exactly what to feed into it, and all of a sudden create an image that's like, dude, I could have just spent a bunch of time looking for an image my wife wanted, or literally I just hit generate and it's just like within like 60 seconds, it was like this. She's like, oh, that's perfect. I'm like,
Yeah.
perfect. Let's go.
I mean, it's not to down talk either on artists too that draw, because sometimes we still need an artist to come and draw something for us.
Those people that can draw have even the biggest upper hand.
because they can draw
because they
it,
understand
and
the
then-
concepts of everything, the shading and all that. Like that, just how they can visualize it because they can draw it. They're the ones that should be killing absolutely everyone. Like the guy does all my I get my tattoos from. Like when he finally switched to using an iPad, like he was kind of up in the air about it, but now he absolutely loves it. He goes through, he traces things and how he's using it. And I had a full conversation with him. He's like, oh yeah, no, this is like, you have to adapt to this. Like he still can draw. He's got all of his hand drawings all around, but his ability to be able to use the program because he can hand draw things far surpasses anything I'm ever going to be able to do because he understands those concepts so much better, the shading and the contouring and all that stuff. I understand it, but his understanding is well above mine because if he can hand draw things, like that already puts you in a different class. And if you learn how to use those other tools with it, no one's going to touch you.
You're a killer.
Yep.
It's the hand drawers that are stuck on like, no, it's technology, I don't want to use it, and they won't transfer over to learning how to use the iPad and learning how to like, okay, this is the same skill, I'm just now applying it in a different format.
Gotta be teachable, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Same thing with the guys that were techs back in the days when it was a carbureted motor and then went into fuel injection, and now we're about to have some flying cars pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's like,
Or at least automated, where it's like the self-driving cars are everywhere now. It's nuts. That's good. That's about to be everywhere.
I had a trip down to Phoenix last month. And when I walked out to the ride share, like I could have just ordered an Uber or Lyft, but I saw the Waymo, which because their stuff's already up and going. I was like, I'm downloading this app. I just want to do it. Like, this will be fun. Downloaded it. The only downfall to it was like I watched the first car, watching the app, it drove up and then it drove past. And I was like, son of a bitch. And then all of a sudden it rerouted a different car. I got passed 3 times. When I got past the 3rd time, I called and I was like, and I was being stubborn because I really wanted to hop in the car and drive, sit in the passenger seat with no one in the driver's seat.
Right.
So I called, or I sent the message in. I'll give it to them. When I sent the message in, within like less than 60 seconds, phone call came through. Picked up the phone, person on the other line. Hey, what's happening? I was like, dude, this is the 3rd time it's passed me. It's like, well, if it doesn't have somewhere to park, it's gonna drive past. I was like, dude, I've watched it drive by 2 or 3 different diesel-sized spots that it could have pulled into, and it just drove by. I was actually looking for the license plate this time so I could actually see if it was the car or not. And on the 4th one, she's like, all right, well, stay on the line with me real quick. I want to make sure you get it. Like it pulled in, and then all of a sudden it was about to pull out because you have like 4 minutes to get to it. And of course it parks exact opposite spot where I'm standing. So I'm walking that way. And all of a sudden I see it start to pull out. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me right now. Like this is like, I was about to be severely pissed. And all of a sudden it just moved itself further down the line to get in a spot where it didn't consider itself being in the way. It stopped, hopped in the car, and the lady's like, thank you for being so patient. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna comp this ride for you. Really appreciate you using us. And so it was like I got a free ride out of it. I waited an hour longer than I needed to just because I was being stubborn and wanted to drive in the self-driving car. But it was cool as hell. You hop in the car, there's no one else in the vehicle. And like I set my bag in the driver's seat, and then you have full control.
I want to do that with like my mom, just to freak her out.
Well, everyone was asking, like, were you scared? I'm like, to be honest, I was on my phone the whole time. I wasn't paying attention. I probably should have been, but like I wasn't paying attention. Like I trust the car more than I trust a human, unfortunately. Like, yes, those cars have had malfunctions in the fact of maybe hitting or doing something, but at the same time, I'm hopping in a car with a stranger. I've got no idea how good of a driver they are. So it's like, what am I worrying about? I shouldn't be worrying about much of anything. Like these things have already gone through all the process of being the regulations to get on the road. Like I wasn't worried at all. And it was, I think with them, they have these custom model Jaguars.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Super nice.
I-Pace.
Yeah. Super sweet car.
The crazy thing is I heard somebody talk about the math of it before. And when we're to the point that companies are actually launching these things out into the world, they've got to have confidence that it's about 100 times better than a human because of the liability. If you think about how many people die on the road every year, if they're only 10x better than a human, there's about 80,000 people die on the roads every year. If you were to instantly have those 10 times better than a human drivers on the road, you're probably still going to have about 8,000 deaths a year that then 2 or 3 companies are going to be liable for that insurance issue of people dying. So if they're trying to make money, they're not going to let those go live until their risk of killing people is so low that they know this is going to be a profitable thing. And if you even look at the math on the Teslas right now, a Tesla without full self-drive is, I think they say it's like 240,000 miles is the last time I heard this number, till it's totaled. The average car that's not a Tesla, it's like 120,000 miles. So just the extra safety sensors in a Tesla that a human's driving already extend double the life of a Tesla because it's literally avoiding accidents left and right. Like everybody's seen the videos of those now. Like it's about to get rear-ended and it pulls out of the way. Like the car just did it on its own because it knew it was about to get rear-ended. The full self-drive, the data they have right now is it's like 1 million miles before it's totaled. Like they're already way better than us. There's edge cases that they malfunction, but they literally, like the Tesla will just let you know like that it's turning self-drive off because it just encountered something that you need to take over. But those edge cases, based off the fact that there's millions of them on the road right now, and every time a human's driving one and something happens like an accident, that data is getting sent back to Tesla for their AI to train on. And the next update that everybody gets every month, they're fixing those problems. So like a human, you got to make the mistake of slipping on some ice to realize like, oh, I can't drive on ice like that. Whereas these cars, once one of them makes that mistake, they're all getting fixed to not have that problem ever again. So we're like 5 years away from those things just dominating humans as far as not getting into accidents. Yeah. And I don't think people realize how close it really is. Like,
yeah, no, but believe it.
Yeah.
100% with you, man. It's crazy how technology is advancing. And right now it just popped in my head. I'm like, man, what would it take to wrap those, and do like some sort of like marketing aspect with it? I mean, I'm sure somebody would like to pay to put their wrap or their business information, kind of like the buses do.
Oh, that's going to happen for sure. That's going to happen for sure. I've already seen some of them, and even like Uber drivers, that they already have like a light up LED screen in the back window that you can still see out of, that has rolling video ads in the back window. I've seen that on the strip recently. It's crazy.
Now see, for example, like tint laws on those. I mean, it's not technically being driven by somebody, so
still has to be legal.
Okay.
Still got to be legal.
But what's the front windows though?
Well, it's just it just has to be within the 30% range.
All of them though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Now, as for when you see the shifting colors on the Highlanders,
shifting colors,
because they have the Highlanders that went out first. You'll see you saw a bunch of white ones go out with all the sensors on them.
Oh yeah.
The one, as soon as they went that was, I forget which generation that was. That when that happened though, that was being done on the assembly line. So we were doing all the white, and then as soon as they moved,
you guys repping those too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice. I was wondering, like, man, whoever got the discount, man, good.
What's crazy is it started as just like a couple of vehicles in a small ass little warehouse, and now it's
and it was the phone call. Hey, I got these 6 vehicles. They got to be done like this week. Have to have them done. You can come at any time. I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden it was like, you can only come from 8 to 6 o'clock. I'm like, you're cutting my legs off. You're not by not allowing me to do this in the middle of the night, because how I'm going to get this done in the middle of the night, because I already have work booked for this week, is I have to come in the middle of the night. This is how that has to happen. So we went back and forth with stuff, and she was like, went with pricing. Anything better you can do? There's going to be so much more work. And it's like, how many times I've heard that? I've heard that so many times. That is one person where I actually want to find out if she's still with the company. I need to give her a phone call and say, you were 100% right. Thank you. Sure. I appreciate it, because it turned in, it was a couple, and then we did a couple more. And then all of a sudden, as it just kept ballooning, getting bigger and bigger, I was like, all right, this is awesome. And then, that's by far our best fleet account that we have.
But I mean, it's also your work ethic, and
they say when they call me, jump how high, and I'll be there right then. Like that's the biggest thing with that account. That account has priority almost over anything, to where it's like, if I can't get one of my installers in, I take time out of my day. I go take care of it.
That's the last time I tinted cars. I was having to be there from 1 a.m. till 9 for like 3 or 4 days.
We have a fleet account like that. Every 2 years, we have to rebrand over 300 vehicles, from removing to installing. Like, the vinyl's only going to last. Well, the vinyl that they're installing on there, it's only lasting about 2 years, before it starts to crack and all that.
And
so
you got to get to it before that, otherwise,
oh yeah. And then you start. I mean, that's when we charge for excessive removals.
Yeah.
But you got to have a big team for that, because there was one time 2 years ago, we had to wrap 100 vehicles in 28 days. So, but that includes the removal too. So we had a team of like 4 people doing the removals, washing, and then another team for prepping, and then another team for the installation. So we were doing about 5 vehicles, sometimes even 8 vehicles a day. Like it was a grind. And then it was during winter time. So we're wrapping outside, when it's cold, and we're installing 3M film. So
rigid.
If it's soon as we lift the material, when it's cold, it'll crack.
Yep.
So we can't have those mistakes, because this vinyl is being sent to us. It's for us to install. We don't have a liquid laminator. So, and then I get it why the company went with that route. It's cheaper to get that made, and it's just
sent to a big warehouse. We used to have an account like that where they would, which we still do. They'll send us work every once in a while, but it's like, hey, this is what we can pay. And it's just like, yeah, I can't do that. Sorry. Yeah. Like, I thank you for the opportunity, but I just can't do that. And it's like a little onesie, twosie stuff. But like, they did send, we had a couple different projects with them where they sent the vinyl out to us. And it was like, removal, replace. And it's like, we're doing it outside. And it's like, yeah, it can be done, but for the right price. And sometimes it is the right price they send over. I'm like, I can do for that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's some that understand. I mean, we've had another one that was referred within a group. This truck was for Home Depot, and our name got thrown within the industry. And they're like, we were super expensive, because I didn't want to do it, so I give them the I don't want to do it price.
Nope. And then they say yes.
And so he's like, you know what? I've heard about you. You've actually came rated pretty high with some of the people that I talked to that actually live in different states. So I feel good about that. I was cool. I was like, so what do you want me to do? You want me to do this as a color change / commercial? He's like, yes, bro. Like, we want to impress Home Depot and all of them. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll treat it as color change. So then we started taking a lot of things apart that normally we don't, and make it look like paint.
Yeah.
This is for Home Depot, so yeah, it's going to cost, bro. Like, they understand that, within our industry, we understand that, but we also understand what the going rate should be like.
Yep.
And as long as it's fair and everybody's making money, then let's run it. Let's go.
Yeah, we had an account where we had an opportunity to bid on an account that was, I think, about 80 vehicles, remove and replace, and had to replace with reflective vinyl. And when I bid it at like $250,000, because like what they gave me to work off of for the removal is that some of them were kind of new and some of them weren't new at all. And so in my eyes, and it's like timeline wise, it's like, this is something that's like, all right, I can get this done in probably about, I think it was like 2 to 3 months. I gave him a timeline of like, if you can give me the vehicles in these chunks, they can give it to me. So the guy called me and goes, hey man, yeah, we're going to go with this company instead. They were like half your price. Like, why? I was like, I was like, I'm in business to make money. Like, to do this the right way, I'm putting 3M's reflective on there because I want it to last. Because I know if this goes bad quickly, I'm on the hook. So I need to put a high-end premium vinyl on there. And then also the removal. This removal is going to be a nightmare. You guys have old, cracked up reflective film on there. There's going to be nothing easy about this at all. I'm going to have to go through numerous eraser wheels to get this off, depending on how bad it is. And like, you know, it just kind of is what it is. And I'll be able to get this done for you in about 2 to 3 months. The company ended up winning it. I think it took them over a year, and they had multiple, like, I saw some of the wraps done, and it's just like, they pretty much, I know the company that ended up winning it will never get work with them ever again, because the first like 20 to 30 vehicles that went back, they went back to the shop because stripes weren't lining up. There was bubbles, things were crooked. And I was like, well, that's what you get for the price that was charged. And like, I found out what the price was. I was like, I don't know how he's making money with this. Like, this is going to take so much time. I don't think he understands how much time this is going to take. And it ended up being one of those things where the vehicle is there, it was put on the back burner because your customers' vehicles are making you a lot more money. And he ended up burning a bridge with them because of it. And I was like, let me know if something falls through. I'll take care of you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've won bids just by asking the questions that we need to ask, because they're like, wait, the shop didn't ask me that. Yep. So it's like, I'm technically gaining, well, what I'm doing is I'm right fitting the customer, you know, like, all right, I'm asking you all these questions because there's a reason why.
Yep.
This is the reason why my quote is this, you know, like, I'm not the most expensive, I'm not the cheapest, but I do need to make a living off of this. You know, it's like, I love what I do. I love this industry. So how can I stay here is me, you know, like, making money.
Yeah. It's amazing how just asking the right questions and being a little bit more informed and informing the customer a little bit more can add so much value. We've had
you kind of have to do
that.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've had commercial projects in the last year or two where just by us having the glass meter and testing the glass, I was able to show
professional.
Well, and somebody else had already done a portion of the building and they didn't do that, and they tinted the interior of the glass, and that glass you can't do interior on it. It's going to possibly break the glass, and it's only going to make the heat problem worse, not better. And, you know, you go through that with the customer and then price out what it's going to be for you to do it. And your price is double the next guy, but they still choose you because you're actually going to solve the problem. And then they feel the difference from the windows that had already been done to the ones you're currently doing. And are like, oh yeah, you weren't bullshitting. It's a real thing.
It's like, if I go to a doctor, I want to make sure I got the best doctor.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I like saying this, like, I went from a car doctor to like a plastic surgeon. I'll make it look good. You know?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Well, I think that's probably what I will say.
You got to use that in some social media.
Yeah, that's yeah. But
car doctor to a plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
Well, man, dude, I appreciate you coming down, taking the time to sit and chit chat.
Thank you for having me, man. I mean, you guys are OGs, and I love picking brains, bro. You know, and just having conversations. And this is just a beginning to a new relationship.
For sure, I want to come check out your classes.
That's what I was going to say too. Yeah, definitely want to come down and check out the class.
So our class, we started 4 years ago. We launched a PPF class about 3 months ago. It's been going really good. We're launching a tint class, an automotive tint class, and an architectural wrap class, like interiors and stuff, and being able to certify them through BODAC and stuff.
Okay.
And, you know, and try to build that army, because there is so much interior work that could be done. Same thing with glass, same thing with automotive. All of this is our industry.
Yep.
You know?
Well, I'll definitely be in touch with that, because that's definitely something where I got to get my
guys over there for that.
A flat glass tinter can pick that up quick, because it's, yes, you have to worry about the surface being clean, but it's nowhere near what you have to worry about when you're looking through something if you're covering something up, which is nice. That's one reason why I love wall wraps. Like, I don't worry about landing a big account on wall wraps, because I know I can get both my installers to install the stuff fairly easy. And like, I've already put them on a couple projects, and it's like, I just need you guys obviously to get your hands on them more, use them more.
There's still techniques to this too.
You're gonna have
walls that have ducting going through. You have alarm systems, cameras you can't remove, and stuff like that. Like, there's still, like, you got to sit down and really look how you're gonna attack.
Yes. Absolutely.
That wall, and still be able to have your images nice and straight and stuff. It's still a skill. I'm not, you know.
Realizing that the panel that you're starting off with the left, one small tweak in the wrong way can screw you on the other side by 2 or 3 inches, and not understanding that before you start, and that taking that in consideration
will destroy it. Because then all of a sudden you get to the end, it's like, oh, it's short. No, it's not short. You tweaked it the wrong way. And that's what ended up happening.
We've done some crazy installs. Like say, for example, for SEMA show, there was one time that we were installing that front wall. We had to be on a boom lift. And the material that they were giving us is super aggressive. As soon as it touches itself, it's like you're done. Like you had to make sure that we're, and it was so dope, like how everything landed. Like we measured everything. We had our own little technique to it. We had one installer start at one side of the wall, like on that end. And then we started here and we met. That shit was dope. That shit was so dope.
That's crazy.
Ballsy, but that shit's going to pay off though, because then you can work it from both ends and that cuts down on the install time.
Oh no, we killed it. And then we did upstairs, we did downstairs. We put so much square footage down, you know, and it's so cool to just rap with these guys, because it's like you're picking up so much, and then we're talking shit to each other, laughing, having a good time, slinging film, rapping, and it's like, damn, we really did that in this time. Like, that's dope. Take a picture.
Yeah, those days are always good.
Where can people find you? What are your handles?
Houdini Wraps, Houdini Wraps Academy, Houdini Wraps LV. That's us. You know, so you can find us on YouTube, TikTok, whatever platforms that are coming up. We're probably gonna be on it. You know. So that's where you find us, Houdini Wraps.
I definitely look forward to the future of definitely do some collabs together, doing some work together, and then definitely come check it out. Check your Wraps.
You know, when other shops collaborate, I mean, it's dope.
Yep.
Oh yeah. 100%.
No, that's where we found our biggest growth is in growing our network. Your network is your net worth.
Yeah, I'm gonna need your guys' help whenever you guys need our help. If it's print wise, design wise, or if it's installer wise, you know, we have a network that we could, you know, tap into.
For sure.
We all make money together and, you know, go have dinner sometime, you know, and just enjoy this industry.
Oh yeah.
Most definitely. About that.
And then we'll definitely have to sit down again in the future and have a conversation again.
Yeah, for sure.
Without doubt. Especially after what we'll do is we'll come to you, come do a class with you, come down, come experience our class, and then we can sit down and have a conversation about that, because that's a whole other hour and a half, 2 hour conversation.
Teaching is a whole different ball game, bro. There's some people that can't do it.
Yeah.
Some people just lose their patience, and then they'll start yelling at the student, or some students are just kind of hard to connect with, you know. And like, we have fun in our classes. Our classes are always different because we have different people from all over the place. We had 2 from Puerto Rico. We get people from Mexico. We do our classes in Spanish too. You know, like I actually went to Puerto Rico last year twice to do the class out there. It was amazing. It was so dope, you know, and it was work. It was definitely work, because I had to go there, you know, get the car ready, prepped, take part bumpers, whatever, get some tools, and then run the class, and then put the car back together by the 3rd day. So everybody's wrapping this car, and we have to finish this.
Car down.
You know, and it's in Puerto Rico, so it's like I don't have access to a lot of things, you know.
Yeah.
So but it was an amazing experience. Salute to Carlos. It was cool.
All right, well, you guys know how this works. Follow along, subscribe. We appreciate you tuning in again. Until next time, have a good one.
Thank you.